Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever you are on this amazing world. So this is the second time that I'm coming to you. That was a short video about the Bitcoin fake out, and if this breakout is a fake out or it's a normal breakdown. So let's get and check that video. You will find in the thumbnail. So lots of news today. Yesterday there was a huge FUD storm that just directed to Bitcoin, and also some of the FUDs just continued today. But also we have really, really great news. So El Salvador approves the Bitcoin law, giving BTC status as a legal tender. Finally, after a few hours of debate, the Legislative Assembly of El Salvador approved a law declaring Bitcoin as legal tender. Why is it so important? Because this is the first country that who is accepting Bitcoin and who handle Bitcoin as a legal tender. They adopt the Bitcoin standard, and also El Salvador hasn't their own national currency because they lost it in the Civil War, and they are using the US dollar, and now they will use another alternative that is not just a currency but also a payment rail, because we know that the Bitcoin network is like a banking payment rail to send and receive payments and send money across borders. So this is a really, really important step in the history of Bitcoin and mankind. And also we see that other countries from Latin America following El Salvador. The legislative instrument gives Bitcoin the status of legal tender of mandatory acceptance throughout the national territory. So all companies, all businesses should accept Bitcoin. So they accepting US dollar and they are accepting Bitcoin. And I think this will drive the Bitcoin adoption, because also these businesses, maybe they have never used Bitcoin or crypto payments before, but now they will learn how to do that and they will realize all the advantages. So I think this is a really, really huge step. Okay. Nice. So this is the news. This is the biggest news for today, because the parliament accepted. So they accepted. It's official Bitcoin a legal tender in El Salvador following a supermajority decision. So not just half of the parliament or but supermajority decision. Bitcoin has officially become a legal tender in El Salvador after 62 out of 84 votes went in favor. So 62 voted yes from 84. It's more than, I think it's more than 80%. Okay. The president of El Salvador, Nayib Bukele, shared on the Twitter that what's the result. For those wondering, for Bitcoin to be accepted as a legal tender means that no one has the right to refuse BTC for payment. So if you are going into the shop, or maybe if you are going into the Tesla dealership, then they cannot refuse accepting your Bitcoin. So the Tesla dealership also will accept Bitcoin, or they will leave El Salvador. I don't know even if there is any Tesla leadership, just it came across my mind because I saw the picture of Elon here. Okay, El Salvador becomes the very first country to do so as a national level. To move further legitimizes BTC as a currency, and experts believe that it sets to tone for others to follow suit. Yes, that is what happening. Okay. Yes, there was a Microstrategy bond issuing or bond offering yesterday. Microstrategy boosts latest note offering to 500 million US dollar after receiving 1.6 billion in orders. So it was 4 times oversubscribed because initially they wanted 400 million, but now they just received 1.6 billion. So what does that mean? It means that the institutional interest is really, really huge. So 4 times that they wanted. MicroStrategy has reportedly raised its latest note offering from 400 million to 500 million, bearing an interest rate of 6.1%, which will fund more Bitcoin purchases by the company, according to the recent report by Yahoo Finance. The company received a large number of orders totaling 1.6 billion US dollar from hedge funds, according to Yahoo Finance. So not just accredited investors were able to submit their orders, and most of them hedge funds and other financial institutions. Okay, cool. So now MicroStrategy will own more than 100,000 Bitcoin. Cool. It is important to note that thus the company received a total of 1.6 billion in interest. This doesn't mean that the company will sell 1.6 billion in bonds to buy Bitcoin, as a microseller and company may see the annual debt service at that amount as unserviceable. Okay, so they will proceed almost 500 million. It's a $500 million US dollar. Congratulations, microseller. Congrats, MicroStrategy. Bitcoin price due for break below 30K. Traders wars after 9% daily loss. I think this is from yesterday. So this is from yesterday. This is not intact. It's not valid anymore. Crypto ad. This Dutch guy just made this report. Okay. Also, there was a FUD from the US Treasury, Janet Yellen. Also, there was a FUD. So a lot of FUDs, more than 6 or 7 different FUDs came together yesterday. And Bitcoin were able to hold the 30,000. Now in green box, but I would expect one more leg down today, followed by a bounce to 35,000. From there, down again, sub 30,000 or up only again. But the latter feels more like a miracle. So this is what happened. The price dropped to 31,000 here. And this is this recovery started, and now we are here. So as he's stating, we can see a drop down again to these low 30,000 levels, or going up and targeting 40,000. So I think this was predicted before catching the dip here. It seems to be really accurate. So worth to follow this guy on Twitter. Moving averages cause alarm. What's happening with the moving averages? So we know that we are under the 200-day moving average for almost 3 weeks. And this is ringing the alarm bells, because if the Bitcoin price used to go to below 200-day moving average, that means that the bear market has been started, and we are in the bear market. This metric has always marked the end of the bull run and the start of a bear market, he added in comments on Monday. So it would be great to see as soon as possible Bitcoin price going above the 200 moving average, the 200-day moving average. So these are the bull markets. These reds are the bear markets, and we see that how small bull markets we have here. Just a small it's a really tiny bull market what we had here, and annualized 130%. In this bull market, annualized more than 360% the price increase. Okay, so the next piece of news: crypto market sinks by 300 billion US dollar. Why Bitcoin transactions near 3 years low? Okay, so let's check why the transactions are so low. Okay, on May 13th, the number of daily Bitcoin transactions dipped as low as 175,000, a near 3-year low that stretched back to September 2018, according to data firm BitInfo charts. So why is it so low? Maybe people are so fearful that they are not transacting with Bitcoin, or maybe they sold all their Bitcoins they wanted. Okay, a number of chain transactions doesn't paint the full picture for Bitcoin or Ether. Only the former's use in the Lightning Network and the latter's utilization by its own multitude of layer 2 protocols. So maybe that is the reason that the transactions on Lightning Network are not counted in this number, but I'm not sure. Okay, the next piece of news: are Bitcoin whales buying? Crypto analytics firm Sentiment weighs in on state of BTC market. Okay, so what do we have here? Bitcoin continues to range in the 38,000 range, but whales are accumulating behind the scenes. Addresses win 100 to 10,000 BTC have added 50,000 total BTC to their wallets, or almost 2 billion US dollar. So I think this is a really important data, and we can see the green is the Bitcoin price, and this purple is the BTC has begun accumulating. So this is the amount of the Bitcoins that whale wallets are holding, and we see the sign after this huge drop that they started accumulating Bitcoin. So this is May 19th of May, a huge drop in price, but accumulation started to increase, and we see also in this second dip that accumulation just increasing. Bitcoin whale addresses holding 1,000 plus BTC are back to holding almost 8 million tokens. This is the largest amount of BTC held by whales since March 14th. This coincidence with just 2.6 million BTC held by addresses with 10 or less BTC, their smallest amount in 6 months. Okay, so we see that this is BTC small addresses have hit 6 months low. And so this purple line is the small addresses that holding BTC. It dropped, and the whales addresses are increasing. Ethereum has risen sharply as the weekend has kicked off. Our netto value to, I don't know what's the abbreviation of this. token circulation model indicates that ETH tokens are still being exchanged on its network at a high level compared to its current market cap level, including a slight bullish divergence. Netto value to something. Okay. So Ethereum weighted social sentiment versus Ethereum price. And we see the Ethereum price here, and this is the weighted sentiment. Okay, so nice to view this on-chain data and having some more detailed information that OS are buying. As Bitcoin and crypto markets retreat, on-chain analyst says major shift happening behind the scenes. Okay. This is Williams Clement, this guy. I also following him. I think there is a... Okay, we discussed this Plan B's model in the afternoon video. Now let's check what I shared here. Okay, so this is a Plan B model that I made a video. And this is all the on-chain analysis from William Clementi. So we're to follow this guy, and also you can check all these details that I have in this article. So what do we have here? For over 2 weeks now, the market has been selling at a loss. However, this process seems to be almost done. So this is the Bitcoin price. This is where the net realized profit or loss, 7-day moving average. And we see that in the latest 2 weeks, people sold in a loss. And now we are getting back to close to zero. Long-term hodlers are accumulating while short-term hodlers sell. But there is where it gets interesting. In the last month, selling from short-term hodlers has offset buying from long-term holders. However, in the 7 days, buying from long-term holders is now offsetting selling from short-term hodlers. So we see that this is how short-term hodlers here buying, short-term hodlers are selling, short-term hodlers buying, short-term hodlers selling. And this is the opposite that you see. So it's almost the inverse, that long-term holders selling or long-term holders buying. So that means for me that if long-term holders are selling, short-term holders are buying their bags. And if short-term holders are selling, the long-term holders are buying their bags. New market participants are still selling BTC at a loss, but these short-term holders are no longer outpacing the rate that long-term hodlers are buying. This process will take a while to finish. For now, patience. Okay. Technical analysis. Ethereum signals recovery. How Ethereum could start a strong increase. Let's see. So yesterday we traded close to 2,300 US dollar, and the price went below to 2,600. There is a resistance at 2,480 and another resistance at 2,550. And the low was at 2,313. Okay, and here is the chart. We see a kind of head and shoulders, but it's somehow it seems to be, yeah, it can be a head and shoulders. And now I think also we touch this neckline, and also we break up on this neckline, but the next resistance here is this Fibonacci level, or this, yeah, this is the Fibonacci level, but also here is some resistance. RSI is so showing some strength. MACD just seems to be turning bullish again. Major support 2350, major resistance 2550. Great. The next piece of news, Cardano price analysis. Cardano ready to challenge the 1.6 US dollar mark again. Okay, so the support is at 1.5 US dollar, the resistance at 1.6. Yesterday the price fall below 1.45 and just passed there, and here is the chart. So we are here, and here is 1.6 a resistance, and 1.4 is a support. RSI started to back to the normal levels, but MACD is not bullish yet, as I see here. What to expect from Cardano price? Yeah, we should overcome the 1.6 mark and then continue towards 1.8. So the levels haven't changed. Just there was a price drop yesterday. The Colombian president's advisor to Peter Schiff stopped talking and short Bitcoin. So it's nice. One of the country's president's advisor messaging Peter Schiff that stop talking and short Bitcoin. Okay, why Peter Schiff was being Peter Schiff yet again? The advisor of Colombia's president emphatically told him to shut up and short Bitcoin. So shut up and also stop shorting Bitcoin. Peter Schiff is being a Peter Schiff. So if you don't know that Peter Schiff is a gold bug guy, so he's a big gold believer, and he's getting attention as he's getting followers, that he's always bashing Bitcoin and tweeting insane things about Bitcoin and all other things, that BTC will crash, Microstrategy will going bankrupt, and all other stuff. And yeah. And this is the advisor of the Colombian president. Short it and stop talking. Okay. Castro Sierra has displayed his support towards the primary cryptocurrency, agreeing with Jack Dorsey views that BTC could ultimately make the world greener. Interestingly, Bitcoin is continuously growing in acceptance in Latin America, apart from other politicians expressing support as well. El Salvador officially made the asset a legal tender in the country, the first nation to do so. Okay, Peter Schiff. and you guys, son of the Peter Schiff, maybe David Schiff, but I don't remember the name. He's a big Bitcoin believer, and he holds Bitcoin. So they are just competing with each other also sometimes. The next piece of news. Over 1% of Bitcoin now lives on VBTC on Ethereum. So what is VBTC? It's a wrapped Bitcoin. So this is the Bitcoin that you are putting in a custody, and they are issuing a VBTC on Ethereum, and the price and all other stuff are the same that the Bitcoin price, and you can trade Bitcoin on DEXs, and also you can use Bitcoin in different DeFi and let's say in lending, in borrowing, and also in other things, adding liquidity and so on. So it's reached 1% of the Bitcoin circulating supply. I think it's an important news, and this is also how Bitcoin is growing on Ethereum. Okay. For every VBTC that exists on Ethereum, there is a Bitcoin that is held by a custodian, which is BitGo. It is to be noted that VBTC can only be minted when holders have completed a KYC procedure. And we know that also there are other protocols, because it's just the wrapped BTC, what we have. The RAM BTC is almost the same, but other companies doing this. So I think altogether the Bitcoin running on Ethereum should be at least more than 1, but maybe more than 2% of the total Bitcoin supply. The next piece of news. NBC News calls Cardano most significant proof-of-stake cryptocurrency on the market. Okay. NBC News, so maybe it's a kind of paid promotion, but I'm not sure. The new division of the American broadcast television network NBC called Cardano currently the most significant proof-of-stake cryptocurrency on the market in a report about energy consumption of cryptocurrencies. Cryptocurrencies goes green. Could proof-of-stake offer a solution to energy concerns? Okay. Proof of stake is already working. Cardano uses proof of stake and has the fourth largest market capitalization, 50 billion of any cryptocurrency as of mid-May. It's currently the most significant proof of stake cryptocurrency on the market. Nice. And also we know that Cardano will launch its smart contract and DeFi and NFT in the summer. Top White House advisor Tim Wu holds millions in Bitcoin report. White House antitrust advisor Tim Wu holds Bitcoin and Filecoin, according to a recent financial disclosure. Okay, so he owns Bitcoin and Filecoin. The advisor also has been, so he has Bitcoin between 1 million and 2 million. So it's 1 or 5. So 1 million and 5 million in Bitcoin. Between 1 and 5. So what? It's a huge range. So 1 or 5. And he has 100,000 and between 250,000 in Filecoin. Nice. Good to hear that. Hope he will give good advice to the president. Ripple proposes adding federated sidechains. So it's kind of Ripple will going to smart contracts. Chief Technology Officer David Schwartz cites demand from users for smart contract implementations. So they will add smart contracts. Good, great. Demand, however, has increased with the growth of decentralized finance. So they are doing it because the DeFi. We know that everybody's waiting for the SEC settlement, that is Ripple security or not, or how much they will, how much they have to pay, what will be the charge, and just waiting if Ripple after that will come out with the IPO roadmap, and also this smart contract will be pumping at them, I think. Denmark moves to modify 100 years old tax law and address cryptocurrencies. So it's good that they are tax laws, but this is 100 years old, so a lot of things happened in the past 100 years. We know that cryptocurrencies just disrupted this whole space, also the financial, the investments, and the technology space. So Denmark tax minister wants to change the country's existing tax code to respond to the challenges posed by Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. So they wanna get more taxes paid after crypto payments. It's nothing wrong with this, but it's really strange that they have 100 years old tax law and they haven't updated too much. Tax agency has identified about 16,000 individuals and companies involved in cryptocurrency trading between 2015 and 2018 as per a report from local media outlet. Good. Okay. So, and as we talked about that El Salvador applied Bitcoin as a legal tender, and also other countries like Paraguay, Panama, and other Latin American countries are following. And I think that will be a big wave where these developing countries, or maybe countries with weak economy or weak national currency, will join this bandwagon. They will apply Bitcoin as a legal tender, and this will boost their economy really, really well. So before checking the fear and greed index, I wanna show you an interview. This nice lady is the founder of Digital Chamber, and he's Perian. Perian something, and she was asked about some things, and she's stating the next logical step is we will see central banks substituting Bitcoin for gold. So central bank will change Bitcoin for gold, or so they will leave gold and they will apply Bitcoin. Eventually, all these dominoes are going to fall, and what we will see is Bitcoin becoming a reserve asset. So this is what I also made a video recently. And now if you are here, just come here, please. Push this red. This is the subscribe, the bell, all, and also push the like. But I want to show you which video you should definitely watch, because this is about that a senator, a US senator, in this video, breaking news, Bitcoin 2021, this one, you should definitely check it out, because in this video, the senator Cynthia Lummis is also talking about how Bitcoin will underpin US dollar and becoming a world reserve currency as the US dollar will alive with Bitcoin. So it's a really, really interesting video. Definitely you should check it out. So I will just play it for you. No, yes.
Sort of a wild.
Okay, hope the sound is okay. And
we've seen sort of a wild move in Bitcoin, and I'm curious what your take is, both on what we just heard about what's happening in China, but also what we're hearing about what's happening in El Salvador. Is that a credentializing mechanism, or is that something that says, okay, hold on here?
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly been a very exciting week. I just came back from Miami, where this announcement was first made about El Salvador making Bitcoin legal tender. We now have our first country that's really embracing this in this way. They're going to be the first of many. Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Fed, in March of this year, stated that Bitcoin is more of a substitute for gold than the dollar. So what does that mean? Well, central banks around the world are holding the dollar as a reserve asset, and they're also holding gold as a reserve asset. Then the next logical step is we will see central banks substituting gold for Bitcoin for gold. So the question you should be asking, who's going to be the first central bank to do that? And eventually all these dominoes are going to fall, and what we're going to see is Bitcoin becoming a reserve asset.
That's cool. So the main takeaway that central banks substituting Bitcoin for gold, eventually all these dominoes are going to fall, and what we will see is Bitcoin becoming a reserve asset. And I think these Latin American countries, they accepted Bitcoin as a legal tender. They will be the first central banks that will backing their economy and their their reserves in Bitcoin. So it's definitely a very, very important news. Let's check the Bitcoin and the fear and greed index. So we are at 14. Yesterday we were at 13. And yeah, so we are just side waving here between 10 and 20. And almost it dropped 1 month ago from 60 to 10 and 20, and this is a historical low, because if we checking way back, then we see in 2020 May, in the COVID dump, it was in these low levels, and also in the deepest days in the bear market. So let's check what we see with our crypto bubbles chart. So we see that most of the altcoins are in green, but yesterday there was a big dump, so most of them yesterday lost 10 or even 20%. We see that we have a nice green day, and if we just observing 1 week, that we see some are in green, some are in red, and Solana did a nice pump, Kusama did a nice pump, Theta did a nice pump, so Filecoin also. So we see some coins are pumping, and as Bitcoin will consolidate, then I think we can see a huge altcoin season and recovering all these losses that we witnessed in the past 1 month. So I should state that what I'm talking about here in this video is nothing a financial advice, is not investment advice. Everything is an educational and entertainment purposes. So hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. Let's hope that Bitcoin will consolidate here, and this was just a fake out, and we will not drop further to 23,000 or 20,000 region. And if Bitcoin price will consolidate here between 30,000 and 40,000 US dollar, that will give us a nice fundamentals to continue and re-enter the bull market again. So thank you for watching. Thank you for smashing the like, subscribe, and push the notification bell. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.